Kenshin1913, or Pete, along with
Mom.
And we're doing another cooking with Kenshin1913. Today, we're going to be making one of my favorite desserts, or at least my brother's favorite dessert, cheesecake.
Yep, this is called an easy cheesecake, so it's not your traditional
New York style cheesecake.
It's easy and it's very delicious. Okay, to start off, we're going to use 2 8-ounce bricks of cream cheese. This happens to be the lower fat cream cheese, but you can use regular cream cheese as well.
Yes, that's how they pronounce it, the what do they say? Nosfertella or something like that?
Yes.
Whatever it's called. I always like to call it Nosferatu cheese. I don't know why. Just something
We're using 1 cup of sour cream.
Mm-hmm.
You can use whole sour cream if you choose, or this is low fat.
Yeah, that's the light version.
You can actually use fat-free if you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
We're using 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar.
Mm-hmm.
2 teaspoons.
Well, we'll go through that. We're using vanilla extract.
Extract.
Yeah.
3 eggs.
3
whole eggs. And that's about it.
And then what is those, small eggs, right?
It could be anywhere. These are about a medium.
Okay.
So it's either medium or large eggs.
Okay.
Okay. One of the first things before you start mixing, turn your oven on to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I have also greased
our Pyrex
pie dish.
And this baby is.
You can also put it in a tin pie plate as well,
yeah.
but I like to use my glass.
Yeah, it's best to use a pie plate for this one. The rectangular ones may not work as well. So.
Okay. Now also we have left the cream cheese out for about a half hour, 45 minutes on the counter, so it softens up a little bit and it's easier to work with.
Yeah, just to get it at room temperature, soften it up, because you kind of want it to, it'll be easier for when we use the mixer. So yeah, we just need 1.
Okay, we're just trying to get all the goodness here.
Make sure to get all that stuff off of it. And then here's the second one. And yeah, we're just going to be, this baby is a pretty easy recipe. Now, there's a couple various styles of cheesecake that we're going to be making, or that there are out there. One of them is a New York style type of cheesecake, which we might make sometime down the road, although that's not one of our specialities. That one involves a crust. Now, this cheesecake here does not have, you don't need to make a crust for it. Like, usually you'd make some sort of graham cracker crust if you want. And, you know, you'd use a springform pan, and you'd have to do, like, it in a water bath. But, yeah, that's kind of complicated for us for right now. I mean, we're eventually going to do some more advanced cooking techniques on the show, or the episodes, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the show. So what are you doing now, MOM?
Okay, just breaking up the cream cheese a little bit, and with my spatula I'm just moving it around. As you can see, I'm just softening it up a little bit more, because we're going to use a hand mixer to beat all the ingredients together. And as Pete said, we do have lots of different recipes
for cheesecake,
and I do have a New York style cheesecake.
Yeah, see, the nice thing about this one...
There's a lot more ingredients in that one as well.
Yeah, the nice thing about this one is that now what are we doing? We're adding the sour cream in. Okay, that's 1 cup, right? 1 cup of sour cream. Because the New York style cheesecake takes a little more effort to do, actually. Like, again, you gotta, if you don't have you gotta kind of make your own graham cracker crust. And you gotta use a springform pan, and not everyone has a springform pan. I'm not gonna lie to you. We happen to do, because we love cheesecake. So as we're mixing the sour cream and the Nosferatu cheese together. There are many other variations of cheesecake. Now what are we doing?
Putting your eggs in.
Yes, putting in our 3 eggs. Now, there are many variations of cheesecake, as people who might have went to the Cheesecake Factory might know. There's all kinds, like key lime and pumpkin and chocolate,
we
Oreo.
actually made a pumpkin one last year when we had one of our brunches, and I made those in little individual cups.
Why don't you use the mixer?
I will in a moment.
Okay.
I just want to get this.
Yeah. So all you gotta do is start mixing. You don't even need to do it by hand if you really don't want to. My mom's doing it just to make sure the stuff's, I don't know, getting mixed in. But yeah, we made a pumpkin cheesecake that was really, really good. And we're going to show you a technique of what you can do with this cheesecake mixture that we're making.
Now we're putting the vanilla. 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, right?
Pure vanilla extract.
Now, I've never seen anyone actually use a real vanilla bean to make this, so.
I would love to.
And now, what was that? 3/4 of a cup
of sugar. I've been on the lookout for them, and I actually cannot find a vanilla bean, fresh vanilla bean in our area. I'm sure there are some, but I just, in the places that I've been shopping, have not run into them.
Yeah, so just make sure you get. See, this recipe's very, very. That's basically it. And now all we're gonna do is take our hand mixer and then just mix the hell out of that.
Make sure everything's incorporated.
Yeah. So this is a very easy recipe, and you want to definitely make sure to get all the lumps out, right?
Yeah. It's not going to be totally smooth, but the small little lumps that are in here will dissolve as it's baking.
Yeah.
Because you bake it for about an hour.
Yeah. All right. Kicking it up a notch right there, huh? I'm gonna throw in some vodka after this. That's how you make a Russian cheesecake.
Okay, so here we are. See,
Look at that mix.
It's
pretty liquidy.
Pretty liquidy.
Yeah. Smooth.
And it will bake up in your oven.
Yeah. All right, so we finished making the mixture here for cheesecake. Now you just don't have to put it right in your greased pie plate right here. We can actually take it and put it in these little cupcake tins, but with a twist.
What you're going to do is to put a vanilla wafer on the bottom that will make your crust. Or you can actually take, when you break a graham cracker, you're going to have 1 square and then 2 pieces of it. Break that again in half and fit it into the bottom. And then put your cheesecake mixture. Okay, so we're going to get a couple of vanilla wafers here.
Yeah. So we got vanilla wafers, and you can put that. You see how we're doing it here? You just put one on the bottom, and like my mom said, you can put yourself a graham cracker if you have it too. You know, break it into quarters or whatnot, and then throw it on the ground. It doesn't need to be round. But yeah, we can take some of the cheesecake mixture here and make a bunch of cupcakes. Now, how many? I guess there'd be cupcakes. Now, how many cupcakes do you think this one batter would make?
This would make, I believe I made at least a dozen and a half.
Yeah.
Last year when I made it all individual sizes.
So now let's take a little bit of the mixture and throw it on in. And yeah, you just want to use a spoon, obviously, or if you have like some sort of.
You can use a spatula if that.
Yeah, or an ice cream scoop. Now we're only gonna make 6 of these just because we want to save some for the original the original cheesecake here.
And if you were going to do the pumpkin, you would have added that about a half a cup of plain pumpkin, to your mixture, and then you would add a little extra cinnamon and maybe a little bit of nutmeg.
Yeah, you got, or even if you have that pumpkin pie spice mix, that would work as well. Now, how long do these babies cook for? 350 for about how long? You'd probably say
about a half hour, and then check them.
Yeah.
What you're going to do again is to put a toothpick in to make sure that they're done in the center.
Yum. Okay, so we have these.
Now, and they don't really rise up all that much, so if you fill them about halfway, that's good.
Yeah. So now let's fill up. Let's do what we originally intended. Is just pour that deliciousness right in there. Mmm. Damn, I love cheesecake. So yeah, we're just gonna pour this baby in, and like I said, there's really no crust to it. There's not much to this cheesecake, and it is delicious. And trust me, it will taste just like the cheesecake you've eaten before. And you know what's the nice thing too is that we've actually made this recipe with low-fat cream cheese and low-fat sour cream. So, you know what? Have an extra slice on us.
Yeah, and then after this is cooked, we'll show you the different toppings. One of the things I wanted to just mention, when we did do the pumpkin, instead of using the vanilla wafers, we actually put...
For this, we put ginger
snaps on the bottom to give that little extra flavor.
Now, I guess if you really wanted to get fancy, I guess you could put vanilla wafers all on the bottom if you really wanted to.
You could.
And make it one big cupcake. So what we're going to do is put this in an oven for 350 degrees for about an hour, and then we will be right back and we'll show you not only the cupcakes but the cheesecake as well.
Okay, we're going to add cherry topping to our cheesecake. That seems to be my family's favorite. But you can add blueberry, strawberry, I think there's
anything really.
Anything that you like. You can even just add fresh fruit to the top with a syrup.
Exactly.
When we did our pumpkin one, I also put some crushed up ginger snaps on top of it to also give it a little extra flavor. And you can put even a dollop of whipped cream on it. One of the other things that you could do on this, and I don't know if many people have seen it, but you can put a sour cream topping on it. So and what you would do with that is you would bake your cheesecake. When it's done, you're going to mix another one cup of sour cream. You're going to do a half a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. Mix that up together, pour it on top of your cooked cheesecake, and bake it for an extra 15 minutes. And that gives a layer of extra sour cream on top, which is delicious, which is great. And you could even top that in addition to and putting the fruit on top of that. But
we enjoy our cherry pie filling, so we're just going to stick with that. So we'll see you when both things are done.
Well, here we are. Our cheesecakes are done. Here's our little ones, the cupcake style ones. And remember, cheesecake rises and then it settles down. So there are a couple little cracks in here, which are normal. And don't worry about those. Doesn't affect the taste. This is our big one. Now remember, we took some of the ones for the individual ones. So this would have been a little bit higher.
Yeah, a little bit larger. So now what are we going to do? We're going to add our topping.
We're going to add our favorite topping.
Cherries. Now, as my mom was saying earlier, you can do that sour cream thing, which was a cup of sour cream.
No, a half a cup of sour a cup of sour cream, half a cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then you mix that all together, and so when this big cheesecake would have come out, you would have poured that mixture on the top, put it back in the oven for 15 more minutes.
No, this was about 45 minutes for these little cupcakes, and about an hour for this big bad boy right here. And yeah, we're just kind of putting the yum-yums on there. Cherries. Now what you want to do after you put your topping on is what?
In the refrigerator. It really does need to get cold.
Yeah, like these little mini ones you can eat right now.
So a couple of hours.
So yeah. We just gotta let this just spread the
your fruit on top, whatever you decided on.
So what would you put? What would you put? Tin foil on top, or
usually I put a saran wrap on top.
Okay.
And I usually let this cool at least an hour, if not more. I even make it sometimes the day before. You don't have to put the fruit on top. Until just cover the cheesecake and refrigerate it. And as we said, this is our easy, delicious cheesecake. Okay, here we are. This is our mini cheesecake,
Mm-hmm.
as you can see, cupcake style.
And we have the big cheesecake right here. So yeah, it's still a little hot, but that's okay. So let's have a bite. Let's open this bad boy up and have a bite. Now, as you can see on the bottom, we've got a vanilla wafer there. So yeah, it's a nice little crust. That is damn good. I love cheesecake. So this has been Pete,
Hey, Mom.
or Kenshin1913, with my mom. And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.
Mm.